Okay, we are back once again. Again, trying this approximately every hour or so, just because I want to see, how we can potentially grow the stream, grow on a Saturday. I know it seems strange, but I was told that there's a lot of audience on Saturdays, according to YouTube analytics, that I'm missing. So, yeah, we talked about Freemasonry in Venezuela, pretty important for some pretty obvious reasons. Let's see how this goes here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's see how it goes. We're gonna do this till around 3:30 or so. Then I'll be switching off, doing another stream later on tonight. That'll be the last one. I'll be taking a break from about 4 to 7 Eastern, giving a chance to take care of some errands on this Saturday. Welcome. Good evening, Dylan. How's it going? I hope that you're doing well. I hope you're having a good Saturday. How is your day treating you? I don't know if you're like me and are just enjoying a Saturday, kind of a lazy Saturday for me, but I'll not complain about that. Actually, it's not been a lazy. I'll say this: it's been actually a pretty productive Saturday, to be honest. Getting a lot of work done, errands done, because Thursday and Friday were both Masonic days and both holidays. I didn't really get a chance to do as much as I liked. Thank you, Tim Hortons. Celebrating a Tim Hortons. I don't know if yes, it's on there. Tim Hortons, gotta love it. A good Canadian cup. I'm trying to do this for work, Seth James. So help a brother out and do a 99-cent super chat or become a channel member or support me on Patreon. The channel is growing slowly but surely, so we'll see how well I can keep it going. But I'm trying to turn my passion for Freemasonry into a profession through this channel and through this stream. Hence, trying a lot of different things, right? Content creation, I guess, would be the name of the job, technically. Oh, we're in the southern USA. I'm sure you told me before. I will say this, and this will get me in trouble because I'm a Canadian. So saying this might get me kicked out of the country, but I'm going to say it nonetheless. In my opinion, Dunkin' Donuts coffee is than Tim Hortons. I know that's a very, shall we say, controversial thing to say when you live in Canada, but nonetheless, it is the case. Um, Tim Hortons is good coffee. Dunkin' Donuts is better coffee. And Dunkin' Donuts, I can't get it anywhere in like Canada. I can just get it in the States. So one of the things I look forward to most about traveling to Chicago, I'm probably gonna be traveling there soon, by the way. I'm probably gonna go back there in February. Last time I was there was like December 13th. Probably be back there February for the Conference of Grand Masters. I always look forward to doing so because I end up getting some delicious Dunkin' Donuts coffee and Glenview Grind coffee. Fry sauce guy, ugh. We had this whole discussion. Fry sauce is gross. You should not mix ketchup and mayonnaise. You can mix ketchup and hot sauce, and that I'm comfortable with, but you should not mix fry sauce and mayonnaise, and I'm very comfortable saying that for the record. But thank you, fry sauce guy. I hope you're doing well. Yesterday, it was a really good stream. We got over 100 people watching at one point, which is the highest amount thus far. So that was a real honor to get that many people. But for now, let's wait to see who joins. I already talked about Freemasonry in Venezuela, so I'm not going to touch on that again. I will say I'm going to post a fair bit of information on stream about Venezuela and Freemasonry, so be prepared for that for some obvious reasons. No, grandmasters are rare because there's exclusively one grandmaster at any given time in any jurisdiction. So in Ontario, we have a Grand Master that's responsible for Freemasonry in Ontario, for example. But I am not. It takes a lot of years, a lot of dedication, a lot of work, a lot of effort to get there. So I don't see myself ever being a Grand Master. I think my skills for Freemasonry are suited to Square and Compass. Hello, Gooey. Although please don't call me pastor. Once again, I'm not a pastor. I'm not religious. Moment of silence. I hope you take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. I am a traveler, both literally, I consider myself a professional traveler, and metaphorically, I am a Freemason. I've been a Freemason since 2007. I'm a member and worshipful master of Border Cities Lodge number 554, along with several other lodges. Sorry, Kevin underscore Jones. Freemasonry is not inherently evil. You could argue people, human beings, may have inherent evilness as well as inherent virtue, but Freemasonry is not inherently evil. Freemasonry is a civic club. Random solver. To be a Freemason, there is usually in America, to be a Freemason, you need to be at least 18 years of age or older. In Canada, you need to be usually at least 21, but it changes jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Oh, there is no top of Freemasonry, Kevin Jones. That's one of the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to Freemasonry, is this idea that there is a top. Freemasonry is decentralized, which means there is no single governing body. There's rather grand lodges and jurisdictions which, relate to one another through regularity and recognition. Well, the handgun thing is weird. I mean, I know some Masons own guns, some don't. They don't really do so to protect the lodge. They just will have guns for, whatever reason, at least in America, maybe because they like guns. But some lodges, it's actually, you're not allowed to bring guns into the building. Some lodges you are. Just depends on, again, the jurisdiction. Freemasonry is also not Judaism for Gentiles. Freemasonry does have some parallels with Judaism, but it also has parallels with Muslims, Christians, architectural philosophy or trade, and primarily, of course, it has connections with stonemasonry and stone Masonic guilds. I love grilled cheese sandwiches. We do not have a pope, Random Silver. Again, pope would be a religious denomination. We do not have, again, Freemasonry is decentralized. We do not have a single governing body or a single governing structure. Rather, it is different governance based on, the jurisdiction. So in Ontario, Freemasonry is governed by the Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Ontario, and that's exclusive to Ontario. His power doesn't extend beyond that, right? What makes the Pope unique or different is the Pope has authority over all of Catholicism, wherever it may so be. There is no similar order or structure within Freemasonry. Sorry, Coach Darts, Freemasonry is not satanic. No, Kevin Jones, we do not have a pope. I mean, I've known Masons who are Irish and English and everything in between, and Canadian and Scottish and French. I've known some who smoke and some who don't. As a general rule, I would say Freemasons, and not just Freemasons, but no one should smoke because it's bad for you. But that's for another conversation. I do not win or lose. I do not win or lose, pass or fail. I do not smoke weed. Freemasonry is not globalist, nor is it a cult. Now, Freemasonry is around the world, but again, it's decentralized. There is not a single global governing body for Freemasonry. So you need to keep that in mind. It's, again, decentralized. It's jurisdictional. That seems very unhealthy, Alice Clifford. That seems very unhealthy. We have food at our lodge. Will Gaming is live. We will eat dinner either before lodge or after lodge, depending on kind of what's going on. And it could be anything from pizza to steaks. It depends on if you're trying to organize a special event. 40 to 60 seems very unhealthy. I'd suggest maybe not doing that. Some Freemasons are gay, some are not. Freemasonry does not discriminate based on sexual orientation. As for LARPers, I don't know what that means. I mean, if you're a Freemason, you're a Freemason. You're not pretending. I mean, you could be pretending to be a Freemason. You could join a clandestine lodge, I suppose, but I don't know what it would mean to be a LARPer in that context. I mean, I'm a Freemason because I'm a Freemason. Well, I'm not interested in being a Scientologist. Look, I have nothing against someone who chooses to become a Scientologist. If that is kind of what calls to their heart, then more power to them. But it's not something I'm interested in. He is not. Denzel Washington is an actor out of, I don't know where he lives, but I don't even think he's a Freemason. But there is no leader of Freemasonry, right? That's not how it works. Again, you need to keep in mind that there is no single leader. Freemasonry is a decentralized organization with many different branches, rites, orders, groups, governance structures, all within Freemasonry. It's not a single governing body. Hello, Mr. Wolf. Sorry, I can't understand what you're saying. Um, so I've never seen that or heard that gay Gooey McDougal since I've been a Mason, which has been about 20 years. I think I met either 4 or 5 gay Freemasons, all good dudes, all good brothers, all, valuable parts of the craft. So I do not know what you're referring to, but that is not the case. Well, you could join the lodge and try to become the worshipful master, Kevin_Jones. And if you go through the process, then hey, more power to you. You need to, apply. You need to become an entered apprentice in a fellowcraft and a master mason. Then you need to go through various offices, or at least a couple offices. So it's a several year-long process just to do so out of spite, but you do you. I don't know you didn't, Kevin_Jones. Nobody heard that because it doesn't exist. We're going to give it a bit of time to see who joins. Well, I understand why people are mistrustful. 6 LaRue. However, my understanding as to why people are distrusting is different than probably your understanding as to why people are distrusting. People are distrusting because they usually are struggling in their lives. And when you're struggling in your life, the easiest thing to do is, instead of dealing with those struggles and fixing yourself, you look for external reasons or external explanations to explain the world, including conspiracy theories. So, or distrust of government or distrust of institutions, because it's easier to do that than it is to actually look at yourself in the mirror and fix your own situation and issues. I did. More aerodynamic now. I was tired of, my long hair. I'm one of those people, I don't like long hair as a general rule. I mean, if I get long hair, I get it, but I try to avoid it as much as I can because, I don't know, I just always have had shorter hair. When I was a kid, I really wanted long hair. The problem is, it's hard to, my mom refused to let me get it. And looking back, I'm glad she did, because it would have been a pain in the butt to try to maintain long hair, that's for sure. The doctor, well, maybe I could be gay, I could be straight, it wouldn't make a difference. The reason I don't tell people whether I'm gay or straight is, aside from the fact I don't like to give in to trolls and nonsense, if I was going to paint your house and you asked me if I was gay, I would say it's irrelevant. What matters is how good I am at painting. The purpose of this channel is to talk about Freemasonry. So the one thing that matters, all that matters, is whether or not I know my stuff on Freemasonry, how long I've been a Freemason, and my experiences. I am not. I'm trying to do this by trade. But my point is, whatever job one has, what should matter is the skill and ability with which they can perform that job, right? And my job right now is content creation on YouTube, trying to talk about Freemasonry. So it is irrelevant whether I am or am not a Freemason, whether I am or am not gay, straight, Jewish, Christian, Muslim. Those things are irrelevant to my ability to do this job. I have a big forehead. I don't know about a big brain, but 7666, please hit like and subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. I don't know what Colat's conjecture is, but okay. We're giving you a bit of time waiting to see who joins. As always, please take a moment, hit the like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Yes, Spirit, I have a big forehead, but you can hit the like and subscribe button. For now, we're good, Gooey. Well, first, stop calling me Pastor. Second, I think we're good. We're not gonna. I don't need any more moderators at the moment. We'll be fine. We are just hanging out. That's great to see who else jumps on. Like I said, I was told by my friends at the YouTube robots that we have a lot of people on Saturdays that we're not getting to. So I figured, you know what? Let's hang out and see if anybody jumps on the chat to say hello. No worries, Gooey. And anybody wants to chat about Freemasonry, by all means. Again, I'm going to end this stream around 3:30. I'll do one more stream tonight, probably around 7. Everything in moderation. Well, Kevin, for now, just hit like and subscribe and maybe do a super chat. And maybe eventually I'll make you a mod. Who knows? No time soon, though. Well, because I'm trying to stream every few hours today just to see if there are some times on Saturday that do particularly well. Because I was doing some analytic deep diving on my channel. And one thing that I noticed is there seems to be a lot of my audience on streams on Saturday that I think I'm missing. So I figured I should probably jump on Saturday streaming and just see what I can find. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to have to end the stream at 3:30 because again, I have a bunch of errands to do, some groups to go into, but I figured it's worth giving this a shot and seeing how it goes. No worries. Don't forget, if you're under 18, get your parents' permission to be on stream. It's Sunday where you are? Okay. So you are way ahead of me. What time is it where you are? Well, James, I'm not a big fan of you, but I'm gonna have to put you in a timeout, I think. 1:34. Okay, so you're like 6, 7, almost 7 hours ahead. I mean, one of the things, I mean, Freemasonry is universal in the sense that there is Masonic lodges everywhere, not under a universal authority, but Freemasonry is universal. Because of that, I really love, I really love getting the chance to talk to people from different time zones, learn how they're doing, what their life is like, what they know of Freemasonry, right? Because again, Freemasonry is different and it has different public perceptions in different parts of the world. So thank you, the 6-7. I will keep going, at least for another half hour right now, and then I'll take a break. But no, it's been going great. It's wonderful to see my channel growing so much. Undervolt, give me a quick overview of Freemasonry. So the quick overview is that Freemasonry is a civic or community organization that evolved from stonemason guilds in the Middle Ages. I would say the most common misconception, and honestly, if this misconception was dealt with, what that would mean is we could actually, solve a lot of other smaller misconceptions. But the greatest misconception is that Freemasonry is a universal organization or a centralized organization, meaning this belief that there is a single governing body that deals with Freemasonry around the world. That is not the case. Freemasonry is not a single governing body. Freemasonry rather is, it's jurisdictional. There are different jurisdictions that have different rules and regulations. It's not the same thing everywhere. And that is a misconception that actually some Masons have as well. They think they've joined Freemasonry in one place, therefore it's exactly the same everywhere else. That's not the case. Freemasonry is not the same everywhere. There is not a single governing body. It's not scary to me, Six LaRue, but keep in mind, look, nobody has to join Freemasonry. If somebody thinks Knights of Columbus or Opus Dei is better for them, then more power to them. Um, I think everybody needs to find the thing that they love in this life and focus on that. For me, it just happens to be Freemasonry, but that doesn't mean Freemasonry is special. That doesn't mean that other people can't find things that they love in other places, right? So it's wonderful, by the way, to see my stream growing and to see my subscribers going. 3,222. So, Commodine, don't think about it in terms of levels. Um, that's not the best way to think about it. The way I always say is when it comes to Freemasonry, you think in terms of degrees and offices. I am a third degree Master Mason, which is the highest degree in Masonry, and I am a um, 18th degree Scottish Rite. I'm also have the office of Worshipful Master of Border Cities Lodge, number 554. At this point, I think me and this skinwalker are in like a battle of wills. I'm really close to banning him, but I don't want to because I try not to ban anybody. That's a good question, Work. What nation? I mean, ceremonies. I don't like the term rituals, but there's Masonic rituals, Masonic ceremonies. You can pick your terms. Yeah, I mean, as a Freemason and an active Freemason, I regularly attend meetings. Some of them are ceremonies or rituals, for example, initiations, fellowcraft raising. Some of them are different degrees. Some of them are, like there's a Remembrance Day ceremony we have as well. Not every ritual is quote unquote like a private ritual either. I would say it's depended on time. Historically, it was, England and United Kingdom. I think in the 1920s, it was primarily United States of America, excuse me, although in England, it also did quite well. In the last, I'd say 50 years, it's probably been the Philippines and even South America, Brazil as well. Cuba is doing quite well at the moment. So, yeah, several different areas. There is not a dark side to it, and we're not exposed. See, the problem, comedian, is when you say there's a dark side that you have not been exposed to, right? By the same token, you could say there's invisible leprechauns in your apartment to which you've not been exposed to. And I'll not be able to prove you wrong. How could I prove to you that there's not? All I could do is rely upon my experience, my observations, my critical thinking, my ability to use reason to say I've never seen any evidence of leprechauns in my apartment, invisible leprechauns in my apartment. Freemasonry is the same way. I've been a Freemason since 2007. I've attended over 1,000 Masonic events and celebrations and meetings. I've attended these around the world, in the Philippines, in the Philippines, in Brazil, in Colombia, in Mexico, in Scotland, in England, across the United States, and in Canada. And if in all that time I've never seen anything to indicate a dark side, I have to come to one of two conclusions. Either one, I'm completely missing something that should be obvious based on everything I've seen, or I am able to properly observe and use reason, and based on my experiences and all the above, there is no dark side. A brick mason, nothing but respect, Spartacus. Hello, VIP Luan. As somebody who cannot, build anything to save my life or fix anything to save my life, nothing but respect to you and the trades in general. You deserve a great deal of respect. Please hit like and subscribe. I have not been to New Mexico, sadly. It's on my list. I've been all around New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, California, which I think, surround New Mexico, but never been to New Mexico, sadly. I'm well, VIP. Yes, George, please hit like and subscribe. Um, that's a political question. Freemasonry is not political. I don't know. I'm concerned personally about the precedent this is setting, and at what point is Trump going to start going into other countries, or other countries going to start going into other countries? If America can do it to Venezuela, why can't China do it to Taiwan, right? So we'll see. We will see. I have never been to Venezuela. I've been to Colombia, right next to Venezuela. And I thought it was a beautiful country and really friendly people, but never been to Venezuela. But there is a lot of Freemasonry in Venezuela, and I wish that any Venezuelan Freemasons are safe and are doing okay. Well, I mean, not everything is Trump. I think one of the biggest problems that we have in the world is one man should not be taking so much airspace and time in people's thoughts. But today with Venezuela, obviously, Trump is kind of relevant to the conversation. I mean, it's always possible that the intelligence community joined Freemasonry as a way to spy on it. I mean, the intelligence community joined many different organizations and groups, but I would say it's highly unlikely because Freemasonry has never been particularly political. You'd have as much benefit joining Freemasons as you would joining the Elks or the Moose or the Rotarians. But it wouldn't shock me if, members of the intelligence community like the CIA decided to join Freemasonry out of curiosity. Wouldn't shock me by any means. How did I get in? Well, you do need sponsors at some point, but the process starts by you approaching the lodge and expressing an interest. So you don't need to know anybody. You don't need to have any Masonic family members. You just need to go knock on the lodge door and just express an interest in joining. At which point they'll get to know you. They'll give you an application. At a certain point, as they get to know you, if they think you'd be a good fit, and if you think that you would want to join, because the application process is not just about the lodge getting to know you, it's about you getting to know the lodge and you deciding if it's right for you as well. But then they give you an application, and at that point, some of the Masons you've got to meet will be a sponsor. No, you can it's not about asking 3 times, you just express an interest. Just one time is perfectly fine. Um, Well, I mean, look, nobody's ever going to turn down a high-end bottle of rum. You don't have to bring a donation, though, or bring money. Honestly, that to me sounds like bribery. If somebody came to the lodge interested in joining and brought a donation, I would probably not accept them at that time because it sounds to me like they're trying to bribe you. But I mean, I don't think anybody will turn down a nice bottle of rum. Well, the goat is the greatest of all time. I am a goat, I like to think, but there are many goats. Podbean is another site on which I have some of my older episodes. Not to me, it's like home to me. If you want to check out Podbean and Scrum Compass Promotions, I hope you'll do so and follow me there. Let me see if I can find the link for you. It's called the Square and Compass Podcast. It is This is the link here. I hope you guys will consider following me on there as well. It's adamson_cameron.podbean.com. Copy and paste that if you can't click the link. Your local Spurs. Well, Podbean, you don't have to. You do have to get an account, but it's free, to my knowledge, if I recall correctly. Yeah, no, a lot of Masonic lodges and buildings will have weddings and special events. So welcome. Just for a few. If you're at work, that's no trouble at all. I do appreciate you jumping on here, even for a few moments, though, just to say hello. Hello, Ontario, Canada. I'm from Ontario, Canada as well, and I love Ontario, Canada. I've said it a million times, Canada is the greatest country in the world, and I truly believe that to be the case. So, sorry, JD Leader, Freemasonry is not satanic. You are getting incorrect information. Hit like and subscribe. I've been to Montreal, beautiful city. I love it. One of the greatest cities in the world. Um, has a really cool Masonic building as well. Yes, I do believe it is. At least it goes to an episode. It goes to an episode. And from that episode, you should be able to sign up for Podbean altogether. So use that link. And yeah, I'm trying to grow some of my other sites. Like I've been talking about this before. Um, I'm trying to see if I can grow my Instagram, my socials, my Podbean, my Discord, all that jazz, even my Twitch if I can. Because a lot of that stuff I'm just not growing as well as I'd like. Okay, I'm not sure what that one is. I forget where the Grand Lodge of Montreal is located. I visited it last year and took some pictures. So, um, yeah. Yes, please hit that like and subscribe and consider doing a super chat. Just 99 cents will help out big time. Maybe he is. There are many Freemasons who are Christian. I'm not one myself necessarily, but there are many Freemasons who are Christian. I would believe Jesus is coming back. I don't know about soon or not soon. I don't know the timeline, but I have not worked. I try to avoid using AI. I will use it sometimes for basic research, but even then, I always double check because AI gets things wrong as often as it gets things right. Oh, that's my personal account. That was like a type of martial arts. I went to train for it. Honestly, Spartacus, there is no single point to becoming a member. Everybody has their own reasons. Some join because they want to make new friends and meet new people. Some join because they like the idea of being part of historical society. Some join for family connections. In my case, I joined primarily for family connections. Although keep in mind, the point to become a member and the point to remain active are different things. You can be a member and never show up. There's also got to be a point to being active. Some join to develop certain skills like memorization skills, meeting administration skills, conflict resolution skills in some ways. Those are all valuable as well. I do not know what the Esperanto language is, so I have no idea to what you're referring. But welcome, thank you for being here. No worries, Spartacus. If you want to learn more, a great thing to do is join, check out the local Masonic Lodge. Just go talk to them, ask them questions. They should be willing to talk to you if they have the time and ability to do so. Keep in mind, they may not, but, give them your contact information and express an interest and they'll get back to you. I mean, if it's possible for you to go there, like as on your way to something is convenient, then what I'd say is visit. Um, if, and just bring with you a letter that has your contact information. So if nobody's around, you can leave the letter and they'll contact you later, or send them an email. They could be, which is always great to hear. I love to see Masonic buildings being renovated and updated. Was ancient Rome a democracy? Depends on the time you're referring to and how you define democracy. It started as a monarchy. It then developed into a republic, otherwise known as a res publica or public thing, which had significant democratic elements to it, though it probably wouldn't be considered a democracy as you consider a democracy today, because women couldn't vote. You couldn't vote if you didn't own land, and you couldn't vote if you were a slave, right? So it was a democracy of a limited sort, and you also had a pretty strong oligarchical control mechanism in the Senate, but it was democratic somewhat. And then obviously with the rise of the Roman Empire and the Caesars, starting with, let's say, Augustus. At that point, it still had some vestiges of democracy, but everybody knew it wasn't a democracy, it was a dictatorship. Um, Res publica, not publica, Michael H., but that is funny. Publica, Publica, res publica, the public thing. That's what a republic means. It's a republic. It's a public thing. I agree as well. We did a ton of renovations on the Windsor Masonic Temple, so I will tell you what is a democracy: Freemasonry. Freemasonry has always been democratic in its governance. I think it's one of the greatest strengths of it. Well, no, I mean, I used to know what that means. Senate Publicus. I used to know what SPQR means. I mean, they didn't use English words, they spoke Latin. English borrowed many words from Latin, right? We borrowed republic, we borrowed, like, they had senates, they had provinces, but it wasn't that, they use English words, rather it's we use Latin words or Latin or words with Latin origins or Latin roots. I would suggest if anybody wants to learn how to write better or write more clearly, a really good idea is to check out Latin, take a Latin course, take a Latin class, because you will absolutely learn, some pretty great writing skills, because so much of Latin is based on kind of grammar and rhetoric and things like that. All right, guys, this has been very, very fun. I'm going to end this stream. There'll be one more stream on tonight. So I hope you guys are tuned in for that around probably 7 o'clock or so. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day.